Brother, it's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you.
I have talked about this before, and I want to get right to the point in this thing because I've had some conversations today with friends, and I know that it's something that we're all kind of thinking about: the difference between isolation and solitude, the difference between social distancing and physical distancing.
Yeah.
Right? Like I want to talk about that kind of, that's going to be the overarching, and we can get into some other cool stuff too, but I do want to get there because I feel like that's what we're all kind of trying to figure out how to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're spot on, man. I think in our society, we've always looked as isolation and loneliness as like a weakness, as a deficiency, as like, I need people around me to feel comfortable. Like when we were young at school, our teachers would say like, oh, he or she, they're not that popular. Or, you know, they're not around a lot of people. So we started
or it was the punishment.
Or is the punishment, exactly, which makes no sense, by the way. Like, go stand in the corner, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And so we've taken that feeling and thought, when I'm alone, when I'm isolated, I can't be happy. I've probably done something wrong, or I've made a mistake, or something's gone wrong. And whereas when I lived as a monk, and a lot of great philosophers and writers, they talk about this. They talk about how time alone can actually be your greatest strength. It can be your greatest power, because it can help you understand yourself. So I don't want anyone to be more alone at this time. That's not what I'm recommending. But what I am saying is, if you are living alone, if you are traveling and you're stuck somewhere, find one thing you can do every day that brings you joy, and you start to love your own company. You start to realize that, actually, you know what, when I have my tea every day, or I read my book, or I listen to that song, I feel good about myself. And I loved what you were talking about, this difference between, I don't know who came up with the word social distancing.
Yeah.
But they used the wrong word. And
it does feel like it signals the wrong thing in our head. Like, I'm walking the dogs the other day, and this lady, she's got her group, she's got her headphones in, she's just grooving. And I was actually kind of getting a little amused by watching her walk toward me on the sidewalk. She's like, she's getting it. And I was actually like Tina Turner or something. She's like, oh, what's love got to do. Like, right? She looked up and saw me, and she was like, didn't know what to, like, was like, there's nowhere for me to go. And I was like,
that's because you were staring at her, bro. You were staring at her. You were
I was like, man, we'll go this way. But it was just like how quickly we gotten into this, like, she almost went like this as she walked past.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the phrase is the terminology is social distancing. You say, and a few other experts I've heard also say, remember, it's physical distancing. Remain social. Keep reaching out virtually to friends. Keep texting. Keep FaceTiming and calling. All of that.
Yeah, one of the things I'm recommending to people is, like, set a date night or a brunch or a breakfast. Like, have breakfast with someone virtually, have lunch with someone virtually, have dinner with someone virtually. Another great one is game night. Set a game night virtually.
Oh,
like,
that's a good
these
one.
are all great things. Like, when you're playing with your friends, when you're messing around, you're connecting with them, when you feel you're doing something social. And what we're really looking for is social exchanges and connection. You don't need to be in the same place. I feel connected to you right now.
Yeah.
Right, I can feel your energy right now, and I think that's what we need to remind each other, that you can you can still have a social timeline. You can still be a social butterfly right now. You can have something planned every night of the week. It's just going to be through this. And so you don't need to crush your social schedule and feel that, oh no, I'm not, now I'm not going to see anyone. I can't have fun anymore.
Yeah.
You can have social virtual parties. I've celebrated 2 birthdays. I've had my brother-in-law's birthday, my wife's uncle's birthday. We had them over Zoom call, and they were like family from all over the world in Dubai and London. Cool. I mean, we would never have done that. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it's definitely causing, I think it's going to call people to get a little more creative, utilize a little bit more of the, like, what things are out there that I can use. Like, we have an app for our group chat that's like, you can play games and things like that, where you can still interact with one another, and still have activities in this time where we are meant to be kind of for health reasons, isolating ourselves. How do you deal with, or how would you say is a good way to deal with what a lot of people are experiencing right now when it comes to disappointment with having to reschedule things, disappointment with things that they had to, trips they had to cancel, jobs that maybe aren't coming in the way that they had planned or prayed or needed to. What is a way that you can deal with some of the disappointment that you might be feeling right now?
Yeah, that's a beautiful question, man. And I really empathize with anyone who's had a loss at this time, whatever it may have been. And I think the first principle, and I've been speaking to a lot of therapists who've been telling me this, that don't belittle anyone's loss. Like, if someone's upset about something, no matter how stupid it sounds to you, or how tiny it sounds to you, or how ridiculous it sounds to you, let that person feel that loss, because to them it's important. So if you've missed a birthday, an anniversary, a trip, this is what I'd say: celebrate it. You can put off the occasion and the big party and everything, but don't put off the moment, because remember, it was about the feeling in that moment of virtually being surrounded by your loved ones. It was the moment of a commitment or a celebration. Like, literally, my wife's uncle yesterday was bawling because everyone was sending their loving message. He was crying because he could feel the love from through the camera. So you don't have to, you can postpone the party, but you don't have to postpone the feelings. You don't have to postpone emotions. You don't have to postpone love. That you can still experience. You don't need the big party. So I think the first thing I'd say is commemorate those celebrations. Don't worry about it. The second thing is, if you've lost like a deal or a business thing or something like that going through, this is your time to take back your power. You know, it's your time to follow your passion. It's your time to pursue how you can find new ways and new alternatives. And so, yes, I know a lot of people, I've had stuff pushed back in my life. I was meant to be on a world tour. I was meant to have my book coming out. So much in my life has changed. And for some people, it's, I think, a lot tougher than that as well.
Some people are dealing with like, what am I gonna do for food? How am I gonna eat?
Totally. And if you're in that scenario, I think it's the responsibility of those of us who have more to support those who have the tougher times. And there's a beautiful quote that I love right now, and I can't remember who it's from, but it's a beautiful one. It said that I was sad because I didn't have any shoes, and then I saw a man with no feet. And it's like that feeling of like, if you have, it's our responsibility to serve and support. So whether you're delivering supplies to your nursing homes, whether you're feeding the homeless, a few of my friends have organized a charity to deliver food to the elderly in the UK. Like, there are so many beautiful initiatives. So yes, we may not be in a position where our careers are coming to an end or you're losing your job. So let's go and help those who are, because their time is tougher.
It is incredible how simple you make it. And it's not, I'm certainly not saying easy.
No.
I'm certainly not saying easy, but it is incredible how simple you make it.
Bro, do you know what? Life is all about the simple things. Like, we think it's about these, like, and also don't put that pressure on yourself to have a big impact right now. Like, you know,
I keep hearing so many, you got to capitalize on this moment. You got to make this time worthwhile. You got to do this, you got to do that. And there is an element of don't waste this time, right? Don't sit there waiting in this time. But what do you say to the pressure of the social, well, I got 2 weeks. What do I do?
Yeah. Well, you know, this is the reality of it. First of all, none of us have ever been through this before. Like let's just, you know, like, no, none of us have ever been through this before. So there is no way that you were prepared. None of us had like a plan up our sleeve where we're like, oh, here was my plan of what to do on 2 weeks of quarantine. So if it took you 7 days to adjust and adapt and just eat a lot more food and figure it out and make this, like, that's cool. Like, stop judging yourself and stop feeling guilty, because judgment and guilt are the things that actually hold us back and weigh us down.
Yep.
So let that go. Like, let that judgment of yourself go, because none of us have ever been through this before. No one can tell you what's the right way to react or the wrong way to react. Like, it's tough. And so you have to give yourself that breathing space to have time to adapt and adjust.
What would you say to people out there who are maybe trying to start that, feel like in this time they want to start the new business, they want to start the new endeavor, right? Like you know, those moments of like when the seed is planted, they're the most sensitive. It's the most, sometimes the most energy you have is when you first start. What do you say to those people out there right now who are like, could this be? Is there an opportunity for me in this?
Yeah. Well, I was seeing some funny things. I saw some tweets which were talking about how, you know, Shakespeare wrote King Lear during a quarantine, or like Isaac Newton invented calculus during a quarantine. So there's, you know, people have done some amazing things. My first piece of advice is make your intention about serving people. Don't make it about capitalizing. Don't make it about winning. Make it about how are you going to help people with your product, your service, your business, whatever you're creating, your video channel, your TikTok channel. Like, how is that going to help people laugh, smile, be inspired or happy? Because if that's your intention, then whatever you build is going to last. If it's just about a quick win, it may last a couple of months and then, you know, it'll break again. So that's my first thing. The second thing I'd say, really figure out what you need right now, because that's going to give you, your answer either has to be what causes you joy or what causes you pain. When you're starting something new, you have to figure that out. So for a lot of people, they're like, Jay, I don't know what I'm passionate about. So then the opposite question is, well, what causes you pain in the world? And if you figure out what causes you pain in the world, then you know where to start. So you may not know what you're passionate about. You may be like, I don't know what my passion is or what my skills are, what my strengths is. Well, then what causes you pain? Go and solve that pain.
I love that. Okay, there are 3 things you say that in this time you can really discover or help you take advantage of this within your own self. One of them, you say, really get to know yourself, right?
Yeah. It's, what I mean by that is feel good in your own company. Like figure out what is it that you like to do on your own, by yourself, that makes you feel confident, that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel joyful. Because you're probably going to be spending a bit of time alone. So you need to figure that out, because no one wants to be alone and be, you know, and not be joyful. So figure out what you like doing in your own company. That's what I mean.
I love that. I mean, it's also too, I feel like the thing that when everything else is said and done, it's not you're going to see the movie because this is the movie that you and your friend or your friends like to go see, or this is the show that your friends talk about. It's like, what do I actually like?
Yeah, exactly. And this is a great time to figure that out. The food you like, the movies you like.
Yeah. You have a 3S model.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, first of all, I want to say, I think you've got it pretty down in your home. So I'm pretty impressed by your little home tour that you gave me. Your little version of Access Online Cribs. Like, it was cool. So it's...
You might just have had an idea, Shetty.
we should do that. Everyone with their phones showing their crib.
I'm so down.
Yeah. So
in the refrigerator?
Yeah, exactly. But the interesting thing, so the 3S model is all about how do you turn your environment? We're indoors. I know a lot of people are staying indoors. And I've kept this sign up here for everything I do. Stay safe, stay home. It's right here. So I can show it at all my lives. But if you're staying at home, the 3 S's are simple. Sight, what do you see? Sense, what do you smell? And sounds, what do you hear? Your environment is made up of these 3 things. First question, what's the first thing you see in the morning? Make it something inspirational, make it something beautiful, make it something positive. It could be a painting you love, it could be a beautiful plant that you have, it could be a quote that inspires you, something that makes you feel alive. If the first thing you see is your phone or a notification, guess what? You're now gonna be open to the fact that you may start behind in your day and feel negative, and now you're catching up for the rest of the day. So that's the first thing. Start your day looking at something that inspires you. Second thing is your sense. Now this may be an interesting one for people, but why is it that when we walk into a spa, we feel relaxed automatically?
It's the smell. It's the lighting.
It's the smell. Like, the smell has such a big impact. So eucalyptus, lavender, go and get some candles. Like, light them in your home, because that scent will naturally calm and relax you. And the final one, have you got some candles there?
Do I have some
Oh,
candles
he's got
here?
some candles.
I ordered from Morocco, because, you know, when you got time, you do some research. I bought a censer. I didn't even know what a censer
Oh,
was.
wow. I love that,
For
bro.
burning incense and woods and stuff like that.
That
Got
is
the
amazing.
candle going. Oh, yeah, we're ready. We're ready.
Oh, you're
We're not
taking
playing.
it seriously. You're taking it seriously. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that. But it's like, you know, you're working at a desk all day. If you just light a nice scent, a nice candle,
Yep.
you just naturally feeling more relaxed. And the third one is sound. So most of us, what sounds are we hearing? We're hearing people complain. We're hearing people be negative. We're hearing, you know, bad news all the time. Listen to music that you love. Put on nature sounds. Put on relaxing meditation music.
Good idea.
Put on music around you that just naturally calms you down. Because guess what? All your stress is related to what you see, what you smell, and what you hear. So if you change what you see, what you smell, and what you hear, you naturally feel calmed down. It's easy. It's that simple.
Again, you just make it. You break it down.
Thank you, bro.
I feel like these are some of the pearls of wisdom we're going to be getting in the book Think Like a Monk, originally slated for release this year.
Yeah, still this year.
Still
Now
this year?
September 8th this year.
September
So it's
8th?
April. It's pushed back because books are considered non-essential goods.
Right.
So they may not get to people. So we made a decision that we would push it back because we want to get it in people's hands. But I've just been focusing on teaching meditation every single day on my live. So we've been going live on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. And we've had tens of thousands of people. We've had like 1 million people every day overall when the views go afterwards. People watching and meditating together. And what I've been saying to people is just, if everyone's stressed and anxious, that's just lowering the frequency of the planet. But if a few of us are meditating, I mean, you're always positive, bro. Every time I see you, you're smiling. You're like, you know, you're dancing. Like, you've got this great energy about you. And so we're raising the energy of the whole planet, like, together.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a conscious effort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To know that you're not just doing it for you.
Yes.
Right? That you know that it has an effect on you, but that you are doing it to have a positive effect on everyone that you encounter.
Absolutely.
It's one of the reasons why I try my very best to greet anyone I ever greet with a smile. Used to be a hug. Don't know what we're gonna do. Don't know what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
In the meantime, but a smile for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Brother, I have so enjoyed this. I could talk to you literally forever. There are so many people in the comment sections who are saying they are excited about the book. We will keep them posted. We, of course, will have you back when the book comes out.
Thank you.
But before we leave, would you mind just leaving us with a bit of a word, a bit of a mantra, a bit of something that we can take away from this particular live? We've got about 1,500 people on.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Who might just need one little something to carry them through to tomorrow.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. So I heard this quote a while ago, and it's something that's really inspired me. So I want to pass it on as a gift because it helped me.
Okay.
And it's that we often try to change our situation, not realizing that we were put in that situation so that we can change. So we often try and change our situation, not realizing that we were put in that situation so that we can change. And so what I would like to leave everyone with is, what is it that you can change? Is it the way you communicate with the people you love? Is it that you call your parents every day? Is it that you share with people how they truly mean to you? Whatever it is, what is that one change that you can make in this situation that will change the situation? And that's where we want to start. What is the one change you can make today?